This season was good, but slightly weaker than the first season. Yeah, it was an okay season, but honestly, it wasn't that special. I mean, I'll accept it as a continuation of the show, but yeah, maybe it could have been a little bit better. Alright, so, where we left off from the first season, the main characters, the six children, are trapped on the island of Isla Nublar, and they intend to call for help. However, Ben, who is one of the children, is separated from them, and everyone else thought he was dead after he fell off the train in the first season.
Yeah, but Ben didn't show up until the ending of episode 4. And then in episode 5, we get to see a full episode just about him surviving a dinosaur island all by himself. Well, with Bumpy by his side for the most part.
Yeah, but then he eventually gets really angry at Bumpy and then tells her to go away because Ben made like a little shelter for himself, but Bumpy keeps stealing it, which gives Ben such little space in that shelter. But like, why couldn't he just make another one? You had all the time in the world now that you're stuck in that island, and you couldn't use that time to make another one?
Yes, that was stupid.
But then he eventually finds Bumpy, but she's all grown up now, and I'm surprised, despite being all grown up, she still remembers him. And she still likes him, too. I wish my raptors would like me more often. Meanwhile, with the other kids, their main attempt is to call for help, but they also have to survive a bunch of dinosaur attacks. Which brings me to a very good quality that I have with this season. We get to see more of the T-Rex. Yeah, of course you would say that, but I agree. It was good to see the T-Rex after not really appearing in the first season. Since we mentioned what happened with Ben, let's talk about the others. From the looks of it, they already forgave Sammy for being a spy working for Manticore. I mean, they haven't really mentioned any of that. Yasmina is still feeling pain in her ankle after what happened to her in the previous season. And Kenji, I will say this, he is more likable in this season than he was in the first season.
And after 3 episodes of surviving this island, they eventually meet new characters.
Yeah. First there's Mitch, who for some reason is dressed like Alan Grant. And then there's Tiffany, who is somewhat dressed like Ellie Sattler. And then there's Hap, who is their tour guide. Sort of.
But there's a bit of a plot twist with those characters. When you first meet them, you may think that they are really nice people who claim to be eco-tourists, photographers, explorers, who are just there to explore the island and see dinosaurs. But in reality, they are hunters, and they intend to kill all the dinosaurs, meaning they are the villains of this season. Well, except for Hap. He may seem like a threat, but he actually wants to help the kids. Hap was an okay character, but Mitch and Tiff, I don't like those characters, especially as villains. Now, I don't know if they intend to kill all the dinosaurs, but if they are, why is it just the 2 of them against all the dinosaurs?
Yeah, 2 people with guns may be enough to kill smaller dinos, but it requires a lot more people to take down dinos like the T-Rex or the Brachiosaurus.
And I don't get why Mitch is dressed like Alan Grant. Is he like a huge fan of him or something, which is why he purposely wears the same clothes as him? Probably. Or maybe because Alan has survived so many dinosaur attacks, he probably thought that dressing like him would help him survive, which clearly did not work because he's not Alan Grant. Anyways, enough of that. So, we first get introduced to these characters in the 4th episode, where they saved the main characters from being eaten by a Carnotaurus. And then they told them, later on, that they were gonna help them get back home in 2 days. And Mitch and Darius had some father and son-ish moments. And then Darius told Mitch about the watering hole, where all the dinosaurs are to get water. And then he regretted every single second of that, the moment he knew the truth. Even before the truth was revealed. Brooklyn was the only one who was suspicious of them. Well, mostly Hap, even though he had nothing to do with it. And since Mitch and Tiff know about the watering hole, they intend to go there to kill all the dinosaurs, and the main characters intend to prevent them from doing that. And they successfully did that by scaring the dinosaurs away from there. And after that, Mitch gets killed by the T-Rex, and Tiff managed to escape with a boat, and she left the kids to die on the island. But she did not escape from the island, because the moment she was about to, she gets killed by a baryonyx who snuck on the boat with her. 2 of them, in fact.
And then after that, at the ending of the final episode, the main characters decide to find their own way off the island.
I wonder how they're gonna do that. I guess we'll find out when we see the 3rd season. Anyways, I think that'll be it for the review. I'm gonna rate this season a 7 out of 10. And now, let's find out what show we're gonna review next.
The next show we'll be reviewing is...
Be Cool, Scooby-Doo. I look forward to it. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please leave a like. But if you like this channel, please subscribe. See you next time.